Hello and everyone and welcome back to MMS. We are now here in sunny Adelaide for the Australian Grand Prix, the Adelaide Street Circuit obviously being the track we're on today. Yeah, it's another round of the championship. Uncertain weather conditions. On the radars we see a few rain clouds here and there appearing over the circuit as the race goes on, so it will be an interesting one to watch for sure. It's the second round of the championship, and if you don't know how the previous race ended, I'll give you a very short but very interesting rundown of the top 5 of the driver's standings. The leader is David Granville, 25 points. Right behind him is Michael Valek of Zauber, the biggest surprise of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Behind those two is Johannes van Leer in third with 17 points, giving himself that one additional point with a faster snap. Then we have Igor Witt with 13 points and Matthew Falcon, Van Leer's teammate, with 11 points in 5th. The current championship Constructors' Championship leaders are Benetton with 28 points, Zauber is second with 27, and Williams third with 25 points. The championship's still kind of wide open. I mean, it is round 1, but it's looking very interesting, especially with Zauber in the mix. Now, with all that done, yeah, that's an error. That's a graphic error. Ignore it. You can correct it in the intro. Yeah, but with all that done, let's go down to Max, who will present to you the grid.
So on pole position, we have Johannes van Leer for Benetton, taking Benetton's 10th pole position with overall. In second, we have Matthew Falcon making the Benetton 1-2. Then in third, we have Tobias Blumschein for Williams. And David Granville also in the Williams in fourth, making it a Williams 3-4. Down the rest of the grid, we have Herhold, Sahin, King, Keith, Radiator, Chander, Michaelmacher, Moreira, Katzenberg, Curtis, Kalmar, Bettis, who is in the Lotus and not the Peugeot, that's a graphic error, Comedy-Pur, Murray, Gilardini, Herbert, Stella, Tander, Flynn, Valjak, Aguirre, and Anderson. In the rest of the grid, we have Edgar Effeling for Larousse, followed by Henry J. Brown with the 40, then James Faulkner also with the 40, and then Material, Enzo Moreira, Waldinger, Nude, Witt, Agnes, Wernerson, Szabo Miller, and Beveshkletny.
Yep. 6 drivers crashed out in qualifying due to the torrential rain. Do you think these guys can climb up the field? I mean, we have a Ferrari in the mix, we have a Jordan down there in the field, we have a Ligier Peugeot. Do you think these guys will be the main action point of the race?
So I think that these 7 drivers actually that 6 drivers that failed to qualify will be ones to watch, because of course most of them have relatively fast cars, and they'll be fighting their way up the grid from about 30 cars ahead of them.
I mean, definitely strategy could help them.
Absolutely.
Yep. With all that done, we're going to go down to the track. Remember, guys, to use Team Radio in the Discord makes stuff a bit spicy. But with all that done, let's go to the track, let's get to the lights, and let's get this show started. So here we go, Johannes van Leer on pole position. Gonna go nose cam so we can see the lights. Only 6 of them. Here we go. The lights are flashing and the lights are out, and it's a decent start from Van Leer. Blumschein gets a good one side by side of Falcon already. They're gonna come side by side into turn 1 where Falcon gets the position. Granville drops down to 5th as that's Sahin defending from the attacks of Erling King. But now let's see, that's Granville attacking Harry Herhold. Granville gets past the Ligier Peugeot. Van Leer shooting out into the lead. I have to, make sure this doesn't fly. Yep, there we go. It flew, but in the correct direction. No crashes in turn 1. No damage dealt to any car. We can already see. Oh, never mind. There we go. That's the Scuderia Sicilia of Tim Anderson catching some air, but absolutely fine. Henry J. Brown already getting overtaken by the cars behind him, albeit the 40s actually not doing too bad, have to say. So Agnes now dropped down to last, so that's not good for the Minardi driver, who sat Trumbull's for the 2nd time in a row in qualifying. Falcon closing in on his teammate Blumschein, closing in on the Benettons. No moves being done, although Radianter probably wants to make a move on the Keith as soon as possible. Moreira and Katzenberg battling for position. Tander defending from Murray. Herbert sends it onto the McLaren. The front metal, I am really surprised by their performance. I mean, they scored points in Bahrain, but This is just some otherworldly performance from the team.
Also, I have to say that the Simtex are also a really surprising contender for points this year. They were pretty awful in the first season, and now they're just going out and scoring points. Oh, well, I thought that was Curtis with a nose, but I guess it wasn't. They were getting through turn 1 nicely, no collisions, nothing happening.
As the sky is cloudy.
Yep, it's getting very, very cloudy. We might see some rain soon.
Yep, as we're now watching Valek, who already got himself. Wait, sorry, no, I don't think he gained many positions, if any. He might have been going down the field, but now he's now 23rd. He started in the lower half of the field, but the Zawi is already making quite the comeback in the race. Let's go back to the front. The slipstream battles not really happening. Van Leer having a steady lead over Falcon. The other two Williams cars have a nice gap. King still has to be wary about John Keefe sending it onto him. Moreira has passed Katzenberg as that's now comedy put to the inside of Curtis. Doesn't get a move done. It's raining. It's raining.
Indeed, yes, and that means that there will be spray, there will be much less grip, and now you'll probably see a lot of chaos since these cars definitely still on slicks.
Oh yeah, you wanted chaos. Here we go.
Yep.
Radianto now defending from the attacks of Schwell, Michael Maher. Then we have the two Dams cars in the background. Radianto now with the outside line. Michael Maher with the inside one. He clips the curb and makes nothing of it as we have a car out of the... What?
Oh dear, what has happened there? That's in the fence.
That's in the grandstands.
In the grandstands too. Let's hope everybody's okay from that.
Oh, Flynn did the funny. Yeah, so this wall is there mainly for the cars to... This wall is non-collide. I don't know why, but it is. And
straight through spectators.
Yeah, the Flynn is fine, guys. This is just hallucinations projected by the Big Pharma. As that's a bit of a spin. Yeah, the rain is starting to kick in into the drivers. I mean, if you look at it, 50% of it's heavy rain for these guys.
Especially since all of these cars are still on slicks, we might have to see some strategy calls soon of cars trying to get on rain tires and such if the rain gets even heavier.
Yeah, it's just a shame that Earth Factor 1 doesn't support those pit stops. I'm still salty about it. It only supports it for the player. The AI never really seemed to care. Oh no, that's King smoking. That's King smoking. King is gonna have an engine failure. The Hart engine is gonna fail in a Jordan again. As Rikke Wernersen, who started like 34th or something, is already 26th, so the other Jordan is making up some nice ground. As Bloomshire now also made some nice ground up on Falcon, he's catching up to the Benetton drivers. So Williams, kind of hopeful coming into this race. I mean, it didn't look too good for them when they left Bahrain. Shaw Granville won, but the championship winner from last season, the man who they entrust with this season's title as well, the Tobias Bloomshine retired.
So... Yeah, but it's not looking good for Williams. They had pretty much the best year they could have in 1994, but now, starting off the year for retirement has probably set up some red flags for the team. And as you can see right now, the two Benettons are in front of them, which means that they're probably faster overall too. Not a good sign, not a good sign at all.
Yep, as now King is losing pace, the engine is losing power rapidly. On board with Nick Tander, the Kiwi behind Keith, he's just gonna blast past. Yeah, that engine is cooked.
Yep, and Nick Tander also getting a face full of oil. Oh, and there's a yellow flag in front.
That's for Flynn. That's for Flynn. He's stuck in the hairpin. Yeah, the rain is starting to ease off a bit, but it's still raining and the track is still getting wet. As now Valiak is making a move onto Tander. Valiak is up into 21st now. So we're gonna see two comeback drives this race. Wernersen now also trying her best here. The Danish driver retired in her debut race, but I'd say she surprised me. She did quite a good of a job until the engine just decided to go poof.
I have to agree, Rikke Wernersen was a very surprising driver in the first race. Did really well in that Jordan, I have to say, really well.
Yep, as now she's catching up to Tin Anderson in the Scuderia Sicilia Lamborghini. The CMS Scuderia Sicilia under a mist of question marks, really. They don't really know how the team got funding. Obviously, Cronenberg is one of the sources, but a lot of people say that this is clearly not enough to get into Formula One. And a lot of people in the paddock tie them to Sicilian Mafia. The team owners dispute those claims, but, you know...
Well, maybe we have another situation like Andrea Moda, of a team not really knowing what they're doing, while getting some funding from some elusive businessman.
Yep.
Which would be, probably in this case, Cronenberg.
Yeah, might be the case. Wernersen now into the hairpin to the inside. Easy does it. Easy move. As we can see, Igor Witt also making a comeback drive. Same with Jack Agnes. Sam Nude now versus Henry J. Brown. Henry J. Brown driving a very nice race for 40. Even if it is just for P32 currently. It's the good one. Julian Schaber-Miller seems to be struggling. The Ferrari this season, again, not looking like a good car. And yeah, he seems to be struggling. Oh wait, that's Landa. Oh, that's a brake failure. Oh dear.
Oh no, that's a heavy impact.
Yeah, the Zach speed is out. In a very, yeah. The grass didn't stop him because of course it's wet, so it just aquaplaned him further.
Yep. The aquaplane just puts him into the wall and there's nothing you can do. Let's hope he's okay.
Okay, yeah, Flynn is stuck like that for the rest of the race. It shouldn't affect them because it's still in the braking zone, but yeah.
Right, here we've got the battle for what is pretty much first place, but Granville and Blumstein seeming to lose some time to the leading two Benetton, so we might be seeing a big problem here for the Williams. Maybe they can get it back with a strategy, but again, Williams' mechanics have not been the best.
Yeah, Bahrain was a bit of a strategic blunder. If it wasn't for the fact that Williams had a superior car compared to the Sauber, Valek would have won. As the rain has stopped, and yeah, there we go, King's engine has given. At least he parked it up nicely. Ghilardini versus Bethes now for what is P16.
Yep, and may I just say, that Lotus is a very high sitting car compared to most other cars, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a very interesting configuration they went with. I don't understand all the decisions behind the car design, but if it works...
Yep, perhaps it's the genius of Ron Dennis playing again here.
Yeah, because obviously the regulation changes will be coming in for 95 as now Wernersen decides to not make a move because she's coming into the pit lane this lap. Pit window is open.
But now we've got Anderson going on Witt. Witt keeps it clean, and Witt
is very aggressive onto Wernersen. Wernersen trying her best to defend. There's still side by side. Wernersen gets on the wet part of the circuit and has to yield the position as now Anderson tries to dive it. But yeah, it's going to definitely be an interesting season, especially 95 even as well. Why is there a yellow flag here? Am I missing a memo or something?
Good question. Why is there a yellow flag? Oh,
both of the Zaxby's out.
Yeah. Zaxby WNF
and Zaxby double brake failure.
Yep, 2 brake failures in the same race within a few laps even. That's not a good sign, not a good sign at all.
Maybe the brake... I don't know what could have happened as Nablushan tries to attack Falcon and only uses time that this promotes David Granville into a position in which he can attack his teammate, and Granville already cemented his place in the Williams team, winning the Bahrain Grand Prix. But, you know, he didn't really have a challenge from his teammate. Now he does. Radianto in the pit lane as well. Let's watch these two. Valek in as well. So let's watch these three. There's Wernersen.
Very early pit stops for them. They are pretty much the people trying to undercut the rest of the field here. And a little bit pit stop from them.
Also, there are rumors that Marcus Kayo might return to Ferrari to replace Shambo Miller, and Shambo Miller might be put into some low-ranked team. As Ferrari's very worried about the results this season and they don't want a blunder. So this is an interesting perspective that we might see happen, as Flynn is now going the other way round. He may actually get unstuck, but he's very...
He'll be very far down, yeah. I don't think he would have any chance of fighting back, to be honest. He might as well just park it in the pits at that point.
Yeah. I mean, he's without a wing. At least he's trying to get back. Oh dear, there's Shadow Miller. He's lapped now. Terrible stop from Ferrari. He nearly takes out Granville. As now the two Benetton cars are battling, as there's Moreira in front. As both of the Benettons are coming in, the snap Bloomshine tries to go to the outside, but he hits the wall. That's not the line you want to take, Tobias. Granville lets him through. He doesn't want to battle his teammate here. He wants to wait for the long back straight and get him in the hairpin, probably.
Yep, that looked almost like a Schumacher maneuver on Bloomshine's part, just hitting the wall.
Yeah. As Bloomshine now tries to send it onto Falcon, that's not going to work. Oh my god, the two Williams cars so close together as Giuseppe Stella is out of the race.
Yep, Giuseppe. Oh, and first engine failure.
Yeah, the Ford engine at the back of the footwork explodes for the second race in a row. I feel for Stella. Also, he beached it on the curb. That's a worrying sight.
Yeah, that's right on the exit of the corner. That's not good at all.
Oh dear, Falcon very defensive. Bloomshine and Granville still on the fight. Oh, he despawned. Right.
Okay, that was close.
Too close for comfort.
Way too close, yeah. Okay, now Van Leer's got around the lap traffic pretty well, but Falcon seems to be being held up by the lap traffic of Moira.
Here
and
we
now
go.
Van Leer into pits.
Same with his teammate. The skies are still rather dark, so you might see some rainfall from them.
Yep, it has stopped raining, however, the skies, of course, yeah, it might still rain. On the team radio, some people have said that it's going to rain even more, but...
Yeah, here we go, Falcon easily ahead of his teammate, but the question is, will he be clear exiting the pit lane? Yes, he is. This is crucial, Curtis. Ahead
and
of Van
Leer.
Leer. Ooh, Sahin. That was a bit too close for me. Gilardini, very aggressive for turns 1 and 2. Then we have Murray, Tander, Witt, followed by Herbert, Michael, Macher, and that's Anderson. Yep, then we have Material, Moreira, Radiantor, Agnes, Comedy Powaliak, Faulkner coming in, Wernerson. Also a pretty poor stop, but also coming up through the field. The strategy is so far working out for her, so I'm looking forward to seeing her race. As now Bloomshine and pretty much the rest of the pack will come into the pits on this lap.
Also, it seems that Van Leer exited the pits into a lot of traffic, while Falcon managed to stay in the clean air, so we might be seeing Falcon actually keeping the race lead
because
properly.
Falcon jumped Van Leer.
Yep.
This is not good for Johannes, who started from pole. This might impact him very negatively, as now he's losing a second to Aaron Curtis. So, yep, here we go. Bloomshine now ahead of his teammate. Oh, it's a bad stop. Oh, it's a bad stop for Granville. Both stops rather bad for Williams as a whole, as there's Falcon. But Van Leer... Oh no!
Oh no! Bloomshine exits for pits and Van Leer just drives right into him.
Van Leer lost his wing again.
I think we might need to see a replay of that for the FIA to handle. Let's see here. Yep. Van Leer onto the straight. And there's Bloomshine coming out of the pit.
Bloomshine, and Bloomshine breaks here. Bloomshine starts to break here.
Is that a bit of early braking from Bloomshine? I'm not sure.
Look at this, okay? Look at the gears. Fourth. He jumps to from fourth to second. He jumps right as Van Leer is behind him. Uh-oh.
That's
a brake check. Because this is not the this is not where you brake. Especially when you leave the pits, you would be braking at the 50-meter braking marker here.
Yep, the FIA are discussing a penalty right now for Bloomshine.
I mean, both are lucky to not have as much damage. Van Leer is lucky to still be in the race. Same with Bloomshine. But this is a very controversial moment, because obviously these two are still championship contenders. These two are still fighting for the title. This is bad.
It seems that my Discord is dead.
Oh dear, that's not good.
Right, it is confirmed a 10-second time penalty for Tobias Bloomshine, which will be applied at the end of the race for brake checking the vehicle.
That's massive for Bloomshine. Oh, he will not be happy with that. His season so far is absolutely horrible. As look at this, Sahin has jumped Granville.
Yep.
Sahin is going for Zauber's second podium this season.
And then down inside of Van Leer, and then takes it pretty easily, of course, because Van Leer has no front wing. If Van Leer gets a podium now, this might actually propel Sauber into actual constructors title chance.
Yep. And Valek is also on a push for points, so it might be another double point scoring finish for Sauber. It's... What is going on with the top runners this season? Where's Van Leer even gonna exit? Oh yeah, sorry for the bitrate, guys, by the way. Also,
Okay, that's a very long pit stop for Van Leer. He might be...
I mean, they were changing the damage, probably adding some fuel, so he might go to the end. Also, Dead responding to you. We haven't spoken about the Wells being tragically removed from life, but yeah. We might see some new drivers coming to the Ferrari seat, as now Wernersen is at the back of Van Leer. Wernersen is fast. I mean, so far she's gained 14 positions, I think.
Yep.
So, if I were Van Leer, I would be rather fearsome of that young Dane.
Indeed, and Van Leer now has pretty much everything to do. He's lost his front wing, he has to climb up the positions, he probably has to do another pit stop, or even 2 more pit stops. It's a disaster for him.
Yeah, I mean, at least he got a podium last race despite driving 3 laps without a front wing. But now, I think those hopes are far gone.
Indeed, and we've got Joseph Murray now in front of him. Battling with... not battling with anybody, actually. He's a bit behind Bettis and Ghilardini.
Yeah, but he soon will be defending from Van Leer, unless we'll see another one of those moments, you know. Also, Tin Anderson has retired. Yeah, Scuderia Sicilia not really having... Oh, it's a gearbox failure.
Yep, gearbox failure for the... I think it's a Portuguese driver.
No, Anderson is Dutch.
Dutch.
Moreira and... the Moreira brothers and Brown are Portuguese, yeah. Junkief, meanwhile, managing to somehow not be out on lap 1. I have to applaud him.
Yep, he's in 6th place right now, which is a very great place for the Simtex to be compared to the first last season. They've got new MasterCard sponsorship, they've got a new engine, I think, too. So everything's looking very nicely for them.
They switched from Ford to Honda, which seems to be a very good engine nowadays, which surprised a lot of the paddock.
And we are on board with Katzenberg, hunting down Michaelmacher. Getting closer and closer, but damn, this is also a really fast car.
Yeah, the Renault engine, just like it was with the Peugeot, the Ligier last season, propels them up the order. As Comedy Paul battling Attila Kalma for points, then we have Michael Valiak in the points already, so Valiak is doing that. Combat driver spoke of as now Van Leer gets through Murray, and now Wernersen will probably plan to do the same.
Yep, the McLaren is still struggling. It seems that it's not going well for McLaren at all.
Yeah, McLaren obviously lost Ron Dennis. I mean, if you look at the car, it looks like an abomination of a car. Double rear wing and all. So much aero on the rear, why? And the BMW, well, the BMW engine isn't bad, but it's not a guarantee of points.
Indeed, and now we've got Wernersen attacking Murray. She's probably going to try and move into the next corner, and no, she doesn't.
No, she's a bit too far away. I think she might be waiting for the hairpin after the long straight. Yep. Just like Michael Valek is with Chris Comedy-Poor.
Well, he's a bit too far behind, I think, to do a move on Comedy-Poor. But he's catching up a bit, he's catching up even more now. He's in the slipstream, and is he gonna pull out to make the move?
Yep, he will. Yes, it's a sand. He goes into the wet part of the circuit. He nearly sends it onto Attila Kalma as well.
And he's past Chris Comedy-Poor, and now he's probably going to put the sights on Attila Kalma.
Yep, Attila Kalma should be now wary of the young Croatian driver pushing to catch up to him. Then we have Granville and Sahin. Granville is still stuck behind the Sauber. What is this? What is going on?
And first has lost him and Sahin almost 8 seconds. Almost 8 seconds now behind Falcon. And it seems that the Benettons are also completely unable to catch up or even to overtake.
Yep.
This is a disaster. No, I'm talking about the Williams, sorry, not for Benetton.
I know, but I switched to Benetton because Falcon has gone up to the 40 traffic, which might actually be a negative impact, because there we go, Granville sends it onto Sahin. Finally, took you long enough, mate. Obviously I'm joking, but it is weird to see the Williams being stuck behind the car for such a long time. As now we have Valiak, speaking of the Zaubers, on the back of Attila Karma.
And he's gonna do a move, going back into the wet part of the track. He sends it down the inside into the braking zone, and he gets past relatively easily.
Yeah, that's a nice clean move, you love to see it. As now Verneson still at the back of Murray, she has to worry about Egovit as well, but there we go. Sends it. This is the driver's favourite overtaking spot, and I mean, I cannot blame them for it, but there we go, Verneson up into 19th, on a push to catch up to the lonely Johannes van der.
Yep, Johannes van der, of course, trying to still salvage something out of this. He's in...
18th.
Oh, he's in 18th, so out of the points. And he's slowly but surely catching up to the pack in front of him, which would be better Sciladini and Comedy Pro. But they're all in a relatively tight pack now, so it might be some trouble for Van der.
Yeah, I mean, the Benetton car is quick, but the Adelaide circuit doesn't like overtakes. It's a weird track with mix of technical turns and flowing straights, so to overtake you really have to know where, and most of the people just, you know, don't really think too much about it and set it into the hairpin. But if you want to get creative, turn 1 is your best place to go, really. But to overtake in turn 1, you really have to send it, otherwise, yeah, it might end very badly. As now Van Leer is catching up to Betters. These two have had a nice rivalry last season, even if it was a bit hard to notice due to how better the Williams team was.
Yep, now in very different circumstance. Betters driving for pretty much a midfield team, and Van Leer still driving for what could now be called likely the best car of the field.
Yeah, Benetton, I mean, this is the shape that the FIA, the MMS, right, because that's the governing body. Anyways, the MMS wants to make teams adapt to this Benetton-like shape for next season. So basically cars like the Lotus, like the Jordan, they will be obsolete.
Yep, and
Murray is coming in. Murray is again on this weird strategy of his.
He's
oh dear.
Oh my goodness, what happened there?
Oh, that's an engine failure for Agnes, but this is a big crash. Ooh.
Oh, just slaps the wall there, retiring, and he's on the racing line.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like he could do anything. The engine seems to have just snapped at him, and he just hit the wall at a very bad angle. Yeah.
What a massive accident.
Yeah. Oh, Besgani moved him out of the way. GG's. Oh.
And for Ferrari, Fabo Miller just goes into
it. I really feel for Miller, but I don't think Ferrari... You know, considering what Team Ferrari is, I don't think he will be kept in here for too long.
I have to agree with that.
I mean, he will be still in the sport. I see him getting a drive.
He just drives into Agnes. He goes next to Nude and he cannot get past, and he goes into Agnes.
Yeah,
there would have been some space on the right, but I don't think he noticed that.
Oh, there is Blumschein lapping Moreira, and there's a huge cloud of smoke covering the cameras now as Blumschein is out.
Blumschein is out of the race, oh my goodness.
Are you having a laugh?
A disaster. Oh, and now he's blocking Moreira, and now he's out. Of it, yeah. What a disaster for Williams. What an absolute disaster.
So he was lapping him, and then he just goes behind, and he just locks his brakes, because that part of the circuit was still wet, so he just aquaplaned into Agnes. I don't believe this. Blumschein is out for the second race in a row. Oh,
dear.
The race has imploded. Michael, double Williams DNF. It's a double Williams DNF, I don't believe it.
Oh my goodness. So Michael Macher
Obviously,
pit?
no safety car because they got banned after safety concerns because the safety car was basically such a tank it couldn't make it into the pit lane of Adelaide. And a few other circuits, Granville brake checks Michael Mahit's happened again.
Brake checked him too, that's...
Williams employing some really bizarre tactics here. I don't approve of that.
And now for suspension pieces, wheels and everything laying around the track, it's going to be very tricky for drivers to get through without damaging their cars.
Yeah,
but
they're risking a lot by just going through here. But this is just shameful.
Yep, I think we might actually see some penalty applied to the team overall later on. Because this is just...
This is ridiculous. I mean,
Yep.
who does this? Who does this?
It's a...
3 cars out. Obviously, Agnes he's not at fault, but Bloomshine is. It's ridiculous. I'm left speechless.
The team that dominated the last season
Valyak
is
is
now...
out of the race.
Oh, Valyak is also out of the race.
That was a failure, though. That was just
Yep.
a failure. The Zauber engine, or maybe the car has failed. So
Could we see a replay of that?
sure. I mean, at least he knows how to park a car. Oh!
He goes...
He leaves the...
Got
Oh,
one.
that's a tire. No, the engine died. He left the pit lane and the engine turned off.
That's
That's a sad moment for Mihail Valyak. He left the pit lane and the engine just turned off on him. And that's
there's material also
Yeah.
out of the race.
the Ford engine has given up in both of the footwork cars again.
Okay, hold on. That means that Sahin is now in P2.
Yes.
Oh, and Falcon is coming into the pits now.
There's Material's car. Also nice parking job from him.
Yep, better than the Williams. I likeness. Okay, we've got...
So Shambo Miller on the radio saying, for God's sake, why is he standing on the racing line to his team as the rain is coming back? What is this race?
This absolute chaos here at Adelaide. Oh, and Sahin is going for a move on Moreira. He's
Yeah.
slapping him.
Moreira is the one rumored to leave Formula 1 as he wants to pursue the LMS career.
So, Harold now on Moreira. These two are also not fighting for position. Harold is going to try and lap him.
And
into
the rain
the-
has stopped.
Yep, rain stopped, and Falcon and Sahin are now both into the pits.
Oh, it's a mad stop for Falcon, but he will jump Sahin nonetheless.
Yep, if there would have to be some massive catastrophe for Falcon to not win this race, I would have to say, because he's dominating right now. Because all of his contenders are pretty much out of it.
Yeah, the Falcon gets it... Well, I don't like to say he gets it easy, but he gets it easy.
I would even have to say he gets it really easy. He's only he's only 1/10 now behind Keith, and Keith is right now he's 8.2 seconds. I apologize. The broadcast is a bit blurry.
Yeah, sorry for that. I
He's,
mean, I'm doing it for 2 platforms, so...
He's probably going to jump both those cars in the pit lane because, of course, he's so much faster and they're not that far behind. And also a yellow flag right there. I just
No,
saw
that's Moreira. With the fuel light, that's the fuel light. That's Herhold now, your race leader for a while, Herhold. Good to see him. Actually, oh, Moreira. Oh my god.
Oh, dude.
What was that from Moreira? Come on, mate. That's John Keefe out for the 2nd race in a row. And that's Falcon now stuck. Oh, they pushed him out of the racing line.
Oh, what?
Yep, I'm about to show it,
camera-
but... Enzo Moreira, I don't know. What was he thinking here?
I think that his leave from F1 is not going to be a choice that he will have to make by himself.
Yep.
If he keeps up something like that. At least the car's out of the way, and now for that has granted Sahin a bit more. Has let him catch up a little more to Falcon.
Yeah, and Falcon is much still in a train of back markers, like Etheling and then Aguirre and all that, and he cannot even pass him. Etheling is not letting him through. Herhold is gonna get himself in front of Sahin.
Yep, Harold and Sahin now are going to fight over P2. Just 8 seconds behind Falcon now.
Yep. Then we have Tander doing an amazing job for Ferrari. This is what you should do. in the car, Julian. As the two damn cars leaving in 6th and 7th. This is massive for the team.
Yep, and Valera also leaving the pits in 8th position, having done 3 pit stops now.
Curtis, that's an interesting pit exit, but hey, you know, at least he left it safely. Wernersen now in 14th after all of that, so Wernersen is now back into points, some crucial points for Jordan as well. Sahin now close to Herhold. Miller is now overtaking Henry J. Brown for position. A Ferrari shouldn't battle a 40. I'm not hating on Chabot Miller, by the way. I'm just stating that Chabot Miller's engine is gone.
Oh wait, there's a wheel. No, that was a different car.
No, the wheels have a later despawn rate, that's why.
Chabot Miller is out of the race now with destroyed engine. What a shameful end to his race.
Yep. And this puts us at 23 cars left in the race. 40 are celebrating as they will have another good race. As now heard, oh no, Sahinen.
That could have been massive. We're fortunate that it did not. Well, regarding Miller, it may have been better that his engine blew up. I don't think he would have liked to see himself finish in the bottom 20.
Yeah, in a Ferrari. While his teammate is 4th.
Yep.
Oh, and it's an engine power cut for Sahin now as he approaches the S's here. Maybe Sahin is trying to distance himself from Herhold now a bit, trying to cool down, you know.
Yeah, though we've got only 5 laps remaining now in the race, and if he wants to get that P2 spot, then he has to get past Herhold quickly.
Yep. Then we have Van Leer in 8th, Gilardini in 9th, race of a career, I say. Followed by Kalman and Comedy Paul battling for P10. Then we have Witt, Wernersen, Curtis, Herbut, who closes off the points, and Radko Betes again in 16th.
May I just say, Gilardini is practically the Andrea de Cesaris of MMS. He hasn't finished a single race yet, and if he finishes, he's going to finish with points now. That's just marvelous.
He wasn't classified last season. This is a huge career opportunity as now Comedy Paul passes Kalmar, slows him down nicely so that Witt can also overtake the driver. Stay now 1.4 seconds behind Herhold. I think he's given up on... Wait, no. Oh no, he's just stuck behind Brown. I thought he retired because of the rapid time loss he got, but no. The 40 just hates him.
Yep, Henry J. Brown blocking him a bit. I would think that blue flags would be shown, but I guess not. Brown takes some very weird lines to keep blocking Sahin. I think the stewards might want to look at that, because that's not nice at all from the 40 driver. Since still stuck behind him, but he's not getting... Oh, now he's getting past him straight. Brown might have had a power cut because he's just sailed right past him, and he goes down.
I mean, you're talking about a 40.
Yes, of course. I should have mentioned, yeah, a 40 has a very bad engine and chassis, so I guess...
The engine is a Ford chassis, and that's also at the back of the footwork, and the chassis it might as well not exist, right?
Yep.
As Witt plus Kalmar.
You might as well just strap an engine to wheels and probably be faster with that 40.
Yep. Then you have Wernersen in 13th, Curtis now passing Herbert, making an opportunity for Betes to get into the points.
Yep, that would probably be his first points finish of the season, I think. He had a pretty woeful race and with a pretty woeful first race. The Lotus team seeming a bit stronger than last season. Of course, now with Ron Dennis and John Player special sponsorship.
Yep. Fastest lap still belonging to Johannes Van Leer. He seems to be the fastest man this season, as he said the fastest lap in the previous races. Now Herbert rides the curbing from, I think that's turn 3 or turn 2. It's a complex of turns, okay? It can't count. As Murray now catches up to this pack as well in his BMW-powered McLaren. The BMW is a V12, weirdly enough.
Yep, a BMW V12, which also is road car derived. It's a road car derived V12. I don't think we have seen that ever before in F1.
No, I don't think so. Well, of course, apart from the 50s, right? As there's an issue for Kalmar, as he's very slow. It's a gearbox failure for Attila Kalmar.
Oh, what a shame for the McLaren. McLaren, of course, having a pretty bad season in the first season. Now in the second season, also having a pretty bad season. And now they're all banging wheels trying to get past him.
Oh, Bettes. I don't know what Bettes did there, but he's fine. As Kalmar now slowing down his teammate on board with Radko. As Radko now on the radio thanking Curtis for getting him into the points. Oh, he just...
He might have just locked up a bit.
Yeah. You know, Bettes, apart from, you know, if you disregard the fact that he's a very aggressive driver, he's a sportsman. Out of all people, he is kind of a sportsman.
Now we've got Witt on Comedy Pro. They're battling for 10th place here. Oh, and Kalmar has retired now.
Yep, that's the gearbox.
Yeah, yep. So Witt and Comedy Pro close together. Comedy Pro, of course, in a bit inferior car, so he's having a good job holding him off, but now we are with Van Leer on Moreira.
Ooh, that's a tab between the two. But Moreira, of course, can fight back onto Van Leer as he has the Renault engine, but I don't think this is enough in this situation. Van Leer just flies past him, Faulkner, and that's a yellow flag.
What is up with that?
Oh, that's Ethelink, and that's a double DNF for the Larousse Junior team.
Yep. That also looks to have been a failure, but we can never know.
Yep, and the clouds are covering the circuit again. Radianta now stuck behind as Van Leer is making a push to get to the points. Nearly hits into Katzenberg, but he's doing his best to move forwards as he's now in the slipstream of Ollie Katzenberg, the man who's rumoured to move into some top teams after his showing at Dams. As now that's a very bad run. Radianta is really stuck behind the 40. Van Leer now dives it onto Katzenberg, gets a bit of a snap of oversteer. Katzenberg dives back, the bang wheels side by side, but Van Leer gets it and then Moreira sends it onto his teammate. They bang wheels some more, but the better exit goes to Katzenberg and he gets the move, but no, he locks up. Moreira has to avoid hitting the back of his teammate, and the battle is over. Now Van Leer has to get past Brown, then Radianta is next up. Pro Terhold learning... Oh, wait.
Is Falcon?
Yeah, Falcon has a broken... Falcon's gearbox is broken.
Dear. Oh dear. This means that we're going to see Herhold.
Yeah, final lap, by the way. This is the final lap. Falcon is out of the race. He is stuck in second gear. This
means that we're going to see Herhold on the top step of the podium.
As Aaron Curtis is out of the race. If I am... Yep.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's a big one. Come on, push him, Bezglendy. Come on, mate. Yeah, second blowout for Aaron Curtis. We've seen one already in Bahrain. Come on, push him, please.
No, we're stopped right on the apex. That's not good. That's not good at all. Now, the leaders are going to approach them, and I think Sahin is approaching rapidly Falcon, but
I think they're gonna push him out of the way. Okay,
no.
Nude, I don't have questions, but at least he's out of the racing line, right?
Yep. Okay, now Sahin is right behind Falcon now. He's going to have to push hard to get past him.
Oh dear, look at this. There is Johannes Van Leer already caught up to Radianto, as Curtis was pushed back on the racing line and now he's stuck on him.
Yep. Van Leer is stuck on him, and Katzenberg now. Oh, Katzenberg also gets stuck on him, but he gets past now.
Gilardini, no, please don't do this to Simone, please no. Vernessen gets a position. As your race winner is Harry Herhold for Ligier. Halil Sahin, this is Sauber's, what, third podium, I think?
Yep, Sauber's third podium now.
And second in a row. Falcon retires, and it will be Nick Tander for Ferrari to get P3. Radianta is fourth for Simtek, and this is, I think, tying Simtek's highest position. Then we're gonna see Van Leer, then we're gonna see Moreira, Katzenberg, Witt, Vernessen, Comedy Paul, Gilardini, and Bettes score some points. Then we have Herbert and Murray as well. Obviously, and Curtis will be classified as well as Falcon.
It has been reported that there's actually a brawl happening in the Williams garage between MiG engineers and Williams engineers.
Oh dear, wait, don't... Oh no. Oh no. Oh, and there's Witt suffering a brake failure. right
But
after he crosses the line. That's
he has
some...
finished the race.
Well, yeah, he finished the race and he finished in 8th. This is a very good result for Ligier, but...
Indeed is, and
What is happened this race, man?
One-
Van Leer gets
one-
the fastest lap.
one Ligier getting the win and another getting P8. I think it couldn't be better for Ligier. They're also properly in championship contention now, similarly to Sauber.
Yeah, I just want to see what happened to Igor Witt. So Aguirre will finish... Yeah, let's see. And there go the brakes. Some
Yep,
nice
Witt-
car control from Witt to stop it this way.
It's a bit happy, fortunate to not hit anything too badly with that.
Yep. As I'm just gonna wait till Aguirre crosses the line. Come on. Okay, there you go. He passes Falcon, he finishes 16th. What a race! Driver of the day, may I?
Yep.
What is it for you?
Well, I would say that it's Sahin
Yeah.
and Herhold. I would have either Sahin or Herhold because they've done an excellent job to get themselves into a S1-2 position after the Williams and Benettons. Both of the Williams and both of the Benettons are practically out of it, except for Van Leer, whom I finished P5.
Yep.
So, may I say, Van Leer also with an excellent comeback drive.
Yeah, he had that damage. He was pretty much out of a top 5 contention, as we said. I think in the race. I mean, it was kind of obvious that he will not have a good race. But then, you know, his luck turned him around, and there he is, up in P5. And this is going to be crucial for the championship fight, because I believe this might even promote him to the lead. I'm not sure on that, though. Right, so, next race. Where are we going next race?
Let's see, the next race will be... Hold on. It's loading the spreadsheet.
I think it's the German Grand Prix at the newly... acquired, let's call it like that, Lausitzring.
Yep, it's going to be at Eurospeedway Lausitzring. 22 laps of that track. It's a roval. I think the first roval we've had actually on this on the calendar.
Yeah, it is. That will be an interesting race.
Indeed, it will be a very interesting race, and of course, having partly a banked corner, it adds some dynamic to it.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, using the infield session and whatnot, I mean, Lausitzring's turn 1 is known for being a graveyard. So it will be interesting to see what will happen with these cars. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time in the German Grand Prix. Be sure to be safe on the roads, wear your seatbelt, hydrate yourself, and just stay safe.